Extreme Collectibles here with a brand new monthly segment. I'm going to continue to do my happenings, and again I'm still trying to figure out a name for that, where I talk about what statues should be arriving that month. I'm actually going to film that tomorrow for March. However, today we're going to do February POs. Everything I've PO'd in February, so these are brand new statues I pulled the trigger on. Most of them I won't see for a few months, if not years, and some not even this decade. Well, I guess it's 2019, but... So I'll do this continually every month, and we'll just look at what I decided to PO, and we'll go from there. As you see, there is a tiny little guy right here, and that's not what she said. This is just here because this is a badass statue, and I thought you might want something else to look at instead of me during this segment. So with that, let's roll it. So these are the pieces that I've ordered. Keep in mind that this is only February 23rd, and God knows what I'm going to do in the next 5 days. If Bane 1, or if Prime 1, Bane 1/3, Dark Knight goes on Sideshow, that will also be on this list. However, speaking of 1/3 Prime 1, this first piece is Cyborg Superman. This is the one I bought because of the low stock alert. I was originally on the fence for this Hank Henshaw piece because it almost looked like Terminator, but the more I looked at videos and pictures, it's just pretty badass. The one thing I really don't like is the left pointing finger, but there is a switch out for just a palm waving hand. So I pulled the trigger on this to go with my 1/3 DC line. 1/3 villains, obviously I have Doomsday. Everyone's seen the review on that. That's watching this, I assume. And then I'm gonna get Zod and a few other 1/3 villains to go with that. Next one is also a Prime 1 piece. It is the Alien Scorpion. Huge Alien fan. I have quite a few Alien pieces. I have some on order. There's actually a second one we're going to talk about. But I got the regular of this. Traditionally, I always get the deluxe or exclusive, but I didn't think the extra egg was worth a couple $100. To kind of pair with that, not necessarily right next to it, but is the Prime 1 1/4 scale Fugitive Predator. This I also got the regular because the switch outs I don't think I'll ever use, so I'm not going to pay $200 or $300 for that. Again, it's rare, but I actually enjoyed this character in the movie quite a bit, even though the hate that it got, and I think Prime 1 did a superb job on the sculpt of the prototype. Hopefully the production pieces will hold up. This next piece is Sideshow's premium format Harley Quinn. I briefly mentioned it last month, and I did decide to pull the trigger. I paid for it in all points, which was pretty cool. So she'll pair really will. Man, she will pair very well with Joker. Both have that crazy comic book insanity type feeling with them. I really like her masked portrait. I think it'll go excellent with Joker, so very excited to pair those two together. All the 1/4 scale Batman villains next to each other. Then I also have a ton of 1/4 scale, or 1/3 scale Batman villains, which is why I was able to pull the trigger on Harley Quinn 1/3 Prime 1 Deluxe version. This one went on the wait list in 24 hours. I'm glad I pulled the trigger. I originally didn't because most 1/3 Bat villains from Prime 1 sell for quite a bit less, and I thought this would be the same, but there's a lot of hype around this one, and she'll look great with my other 1/3 villains. Of course, I pulled the trigger on Punisher Premium Format. This one is exclusive or fail to me. The regular portrait looks stupid, but he's going to go awesome with my Premium Format Daredevil, which I also have a review on, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. And then XM Ghost Rider. I'm going to pair all three of those together. To me, they kind of sit really well. I really hope they do a Kingpin, a 1/4 scale Kingpin to go, and I'm betting they do. Next one, I really like the Origins of Alita. I haven't seen the movie yet, but there's great reviews. So I pulled the trigger on Prime 1's 1/4 scale. I originally ordered the regular, then I had buyer's remorse, so I upgraded to the deluxe, mainly because of the big ass gun in the left hand. So very cool piece. It looks amazing. I can't wait to see the movie. Another alien piece I briefly mentioned that I pulled the trigger on was XM Alien. I was hesitant because this is going to be over $2,000 with shipping, but XM never fails me, and this is one of the badasses. This is one of the coolest aliens I've seen for quite a while. I've been looking forward to the Prime 1 Dog, which was just delayed again, but I think they'll look great next to each other, next to Sideshow's legendary Wolf Predator. An oldie but goodie I finally pulled the trigger on from Sideshow's website was Bane Premium Format. This is the regular. I had the opportunity to get the exclusive for about $100 more from a secondhand buyer, but I like the regular portrait better, so I probably won't display the exclusive despite its higher in value. But this will look great with all the other quarter scale Bat villains that I have. So very excited to get him. There's a few customs on the market right now, or that are coming out, but this one I actually like better, and I think he's a better price. So. Then customs that I have on order, first is a metal Superman. I have a big Superman display, not only autographs, but statues, and then some more on order. And I like the variant Supermans like this, where it's not your traditional, you know, Superman, whether it's a movie based or comic based, where he's a little bit different. So this is metal Superman. There's a little bit of history in the comics with him I'm not going to go into today, but very cool piece. Very excited to get it. Never ordered from this custom group, so always a little cautious, but we'll find out what happens. Next one, fully paid off already, is Giant third scale Spawn. This looks badass. Very excited. I've been following this for a while, and I was so excited when it came up. This is going to go next to my XM Darkness. They're both kind of offset characters that don't pair with a lot, and they're both of similar size and scale. So he has a few different switch outs, as you can see, with the head. I'm just so excited about this piece, and it's the first time ordering from this company, but we'll see what happens. Another one I pulled the trigger on yesterday is Fat Batman, Badman. This one's getting a lot of critiques, but I have the Deadpool and the Wolverine, and again, there's a review on those if you want to check those out. And I plan to get the whole line. I don't think you can just stop with one or two, but very excited. This one should come out pretty soon. I love this company. I think they do a great job with their sculpt and paint, and they're very affordable too, which is cool. Kind of along with crazy characters like that, another piece I have coming, and I'm not showing pictures because it's a private group that hasn't made pictures public, is Dr. Doom on Throne. So it's kind of an offshoot. It's a duck who's Dr. Doom, which has, you know, some comic book history, just like Spider-Ham. A pig Spider-Man, which is what they're actually doing next from what I understand. So I pulled the trigger on that, very excited. Obviously I will show pictures once it's public and once I can, you know, have it in place. I review all my new pieces. A couple other ones I can't show pictures of. One is a Venomized Deadpool. So it's Deadpool where Venom's taken him over, has 4 different portraits. It's just badass. I wish I could show pictures. New studio, the commissioner I've been communicating with, and he's been communicating with everyone. Very honest guy, very up front. So I'm very excited to see what he has in the works, not only for this piece, but future pieces, because he seems like a great guy. And the last one I have coming is, I have RBC, RCB Doom on Throne, which to me is one of my top 5 pieces probably. It's kind of a grail piece, but one of my favorite groups, quite a few groups actually, but one of my favorite groups is doing a Doom on Throne, and I couldn't pass it up. So I have another Doom on Throne coming, probably not for another year or two, and I will put him against RBC and see if he can dethrone him. I know a lot of people are a fan of Sideshow's OG, but I'm very excited about this piece. I've seen the renders. It looks amazing. I don't want 2 Doom Throne pieces. Well, with Dr. Doom, I'll have 3, but so there will be a war to see which one is better. But either way, I'll make a lot of money if I sell one or the other. So we'll see which wins. So that's a summary of everything I PO'd this month. And again, there's 5 more days, so God knows what's going to happen. I'm trying to practice restraint, so my list is a little bit smaller than it would normally be. But we'll see what happens in March. Hopefully the list is even much smaller. I'm trying to cut back because space is the enemy, as you guys know. So I appreciate you watching. I would really love to hear if you're getting any of these pieces. I would love to hear if there's any pieces you PO'd in February. So please comment on that. Please like it. If you haven't been here before and this is your first time, please subscribe as I review all these pieces. And then also tomorrow I'm going to film March happenings, so everything that should be delivered in March. So I will release that on March 1st, and this should air before then. So I appreciate you watching. Take care.